You may have seen the plastic sunflowers around, great big flowers made out of plastic things. I made one out of a 5-gallon bucket, and I wanted to show you how to make it out of one of these great big barrels. Usually you can get 2 flowers out of these, but since this doesn't have a center in the top of it, we're going to see if we can make something just a little bit different. So first thing I want to do is I wrapped a string around it. I'm going to divide this into thirds, and that tells me about how far around my petals can be. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to mark about a third of the way. I'm going to take this line kind of all the way down, just so I have an idea. Don't have to make it real dark light. Don't have to make it real dark. It's not going to be perfect. So, I'm going to make the tips of my flowers start on this ring here. So if we have this coming up, over to the center-ish. This one's going to come over to the center-ish of these 2 lines. So that's going to be our petal. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Start about here, bring the petal over to the center and down. It doesn't have to be exact. Then when these petals come down to the end, I'm going to come up yay much, 6-8 inches, and here I'm going to do the same thing, kind of go off to the side just a few inches. And that's going to be our petal. Sorry, that's going to be part of the flower there. Down, over, down. You can kind of see how the petals are coming up. This is the leaves. And at the same time that we're making this, we're also making the same design on the top side. So if this had an actual end in it, then we could cut out 2 of them at once. Kind of see how that would go. Wouldn't work too good with that handle cut out here, but you can see what's going on here. We'll shape it different as we cut. That's almost a guarantee. So you can see the flowers there. Not sure how well this is going to work with the handles. I have another idea for this end. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. What's that other handle up there? This one here I'm not really sure about how it'll work, but we can try. Most of the time I'll do 2 of these at once, one right side up and one upside down, but this one has an end, a bottom, nothing in here, so instead of making 2 at once, I've never done it this way, but I'm going to go ahead and make the flower out at the bottom, and I'm going to see if I can cut the petals out of the top, and perhaps instead of having 6 big petals on it, maybe we'll try to put some behind it and maybe come up with 12. We'll try it and find out. You can see I put some cardboard down first because heat and concrete, that's still chilly outside. Anyway, all we do is heat up the inside and outside of these, and as the plastic gets hot, it'll lose its strength and bend over, and then you let it cool off, and there's plenty of strength left to hold it out in a flower pattern. I'm going to cut the lip part of that barrel off, and then I think we can bolt these on. What I'm going to try to do is I'll paint these a little bit different color, lighter or darker, I'm not sure yet, and then I'll go ahead and paint this. Then before I put this on, well, then I'll put this on and fasten it, and then I'll paint the inside of it with brown whatever. And that should, hopefully, cover up the bolt holes, or hide them anyway, paint them the same color. So, let me cut the rest of these off, and we'll start to paint. I didn't notice it until it was too late, but the camera was out of focus when I painted these petals. The petals that I'm going to put in the back, I painted a dark yellow, or a darker yellow. The main petals, I painted a light or a bright yellow to see if I can get the right contrast between the two. As long as I had it outside on the grass, I went ahead and found some brown paint and painted the center of the flower. I didn't have the right color of green for the leaves, but I found something that worked pretty good, I think. I had some self-tapping screws, and they worked pretty good fastening the back petals onto the leaves. And then after that was fastened, I went ahead and fastened the petals themselves to each other, and I think that made it a lot more solid than what I was expecting. I found a scrap piece of cardboard and made a hole in it and touched up the leaves with the green paint. If you fasten this to a wood post, one simple hole would probably hold it, one or two in a straight line. I like to put ours on fence posts, so these are the brackets that I use. I went ahead and cut the holes for those and painted the brackets so they would match. The last step was to paint the screws on the petals themselves, and then it was time to let it set down and dry. Here's a few examples of the different color codes, color schemes you can use. It's just a matter of personal preference, whatever you prefer. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. If you have a barrel or a bucket laying around, you know what you can do with it to recycle it. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.